Hello and welcome to another random vlog around the UK. So if you're wondering where we're going today, well, we're out in the southwest of the UK, and we're going to a place called Stonehenge, as you can probably tell from the title of this video. So that's the giveaway. So when you first go into the Stonehenge area, you come into this like demonstration area here, and you can see here there's an explanation of how they dragged and moved the stones. Pretty cool on the wood. Very similar to how they believe they moved the stones for the pyramids as well. Pretty awesome. There's also these mock-ups of the houses that they believed the builders of Stonehenge lived in. So you can see here they have these little thatch style roofs and kind of clay or mud walls. Again, obviously these aren't real, they're not original or anything like that, they just made them so you have an idea of the conditions that these people lived in at the time that they were building Stonehenge. Pretty cool. So once you see this part here and you have a look around, you then can jump on the bus and go down the road 1.5 miles, or you can just walk it like I plan to, and go and check out the actual stones. So let's go and check them out. So I used to live here many years ago, and when you came to Stonehenge, the car park was right next to it. Basically, it was across the road from it. You went into the car park, and then you crossed the road, and you were there. They've changed everything. They've moved all the car park and everything about 1.5 miles down the road, I think, to ease traffic, because there used to be real traffic issues back in those days. And yeah, so you come, I don't know if you can see it just there, that big building. You come there, you have your ticket. There's a little kind of museum, I don't know if it's not a museum really, it's just like a little showcase kind of thing where they show you how the stones were moved, etc. And you can then jump on a bus. There's a bus part of your ticket basically that runs up the road. It's 1.5 miles up the road here to the stones themselves. I've decided to walk because it's a nice day and I wanted to see what it would be like to walk down there for you guys. So I'm going to probably walk up there but get the bus back maybe. We'll see how it goes, we'll see what the weather's like. When you're on this walk, you might hear some pretty loud explosions constantly. That's because there is a huge army training area just literally across over there, where they practice blowing stuff up constantly. So if you're here and you're wondering what all the explosions are, it's that basically. So the beauty of walking down here instead of just jumping on the bus and going straight to the stones is that you get to see different parts and you can get to see the kind of landscape a bit more. And it is beautiful. On a nice day like this, it is really beautiful. And there's even little kind of signs here and things that tell you what it is that you're looking at and the areas out there, what it is and how they connect to the stones. Literally the stones are kind of, I don't know, I'd say they're about 1/2 mile away, just down there. I think I've done the most of the walk now. And you can see here, it explains to you what it is you're looking at, what's out there, the different areas, because it's not just Stonehenge here, there's different parts to it as well. There's something called Woodhenge, which is down there. There's a stone avenue, lots of different things, different burial sites here as well with things in it. As I said, as I always say, I'm not an expert on these things, I'm not a historian or anything like that, but come and check it out for yourselves. It's pretty easy, and if you are visiting the UK, well worth coming out here just for the afternoon. I'm actually thinking, depending on how I do for time, trying to get these gates open. Oh my god, I've been attacked by flies. It's a huge cow poo there, that's why there's so many flies. My god, it's disgusting. Ugh. Right. What was I saying? Yes, I was saying, depending on how I do for time, I might head down to Salisbury, which is a kind of it's a city. Not a big city, but it's a small city. And have a look at Salisbury Cathedral, which is a very beautiful building. but we'll see how we do for time today. I might have to do that on another day. From London, so I've just come here from London. It took me about an hour 20, I think, to drive down here. Direct, no stopping. So it's not that far. It really isn't that far in the grand scheme of things. But well worth it for this beautiful nature. This lovely day and a beautiful walk. Let's keep going, let's keep going. So, funny story from a few years back when I used to live around here. Me and my best friends came up to see the summer solstice, because literally I used to live just down the road. And we thought it was some kind of like awesome festival with, you know, drinking and partying and music and stuff like that. So anyway, we came up here, God knows what time it was, quite late at night, because that's when it is usually, to celebrate the rise of the sun. And we were so disappointed. We were so disappointed because there was zero alcohol, zero music, and literally all there was like a stand with some vegan noodles. All these hippies still kind of sitting around playing bongo drums on some kind of mental psychedelic trip. You can see they're all completely off their faces. I don't know what the hell they took, but yeah, really out of place. Really out of place. We kind of just stood there for about 10 minutes. They probably thought we were the police undercover because we just stood out. We were just different. And then we left. Very boring. But hey, each to their own. I'm sure that the people that were there were on some kind of spiritual enlightening trip or whatever. I don't know. Anyway, we're nearly there. So here it is, Stonehenge. Really, really nice walk up here actually. And pretty cool. Let's see how long I can get away with filming before they tell me to put the camera away. I hope you guys can hear me okay, because it's quite windy up on the hill, because it's quite high up Stonehenge. So what is Stonehenge exactly, and what was its purpose? So essentially Stonehenge was a kind of a temple. It's believed that it was built over around 5,000 years ago. However, this isn't obviously the 100% the original. It was restored around 1919. Some of the original stones that were here are no longer here. Some of them were brought back to reconstruct the actual structure of the temple. And what is it exactly? Well, let me try and kind of orientate you and give you an idea. So the way the pillars are set up, along with this pillar here, I don't know if you guys can just see it there, it is perfectly in line with different settings of the sun relating to the seasons. So essentially it's a big kind of clock, if you like. It's a way of keeping track of time, a way of understanding when the seasons were. Well, that's at least what we believe anyway today. Now, it could have been something else completely. Who knows? Who knows? There's no real record, because it's just that old. So, like I said to you before, guys, it's made up of 5 different stones. The stones were brought over from around 20 miles away, some I think a bit further. Again, why did they use those 5 types of stones? No one really knows. Why did they decide that this spot here was the perfect spot? No one really knows. It's all just kind of guesswork, really. The strange thing is, I'll show you now, is when I was looking where this stone is here, there's a big arrow, there's a big kind of metal arrow that explains where the sun comes out from, and right at the end of it there's some kind of weird sacrifice. I'll show you right now. Someone's attached some like dead birds with beads wrapped around them or something. There's some kind of weird stuff that goes on around here. Everyone knows that. Some people come here and do all kinds of worshipping and I don't know, weird stuff. But each to their own, I suppose. I think they're called, what are they, druids or something? You can't Unlike the pyramids, for example, when you guys saw me at the pyramids you can literally walk up to them and touch them. You can't with Stonehenge. There's this kind of fence here, it's all fenced off, and you basically just end up doing this huge loop around it. I was hoping to get my drone up as well, but I've been told no drones, which is fair enough, I can understand that. So I'm looking around because there's a major road there and there's a helicopter flying and getting distracted. I think it's quite interesting that someone's decided to put some kind of weird sacrifice thing just round there on the fence. It makes me think, I wonder if this was used for the same thing at one point. You know, sacrifices are something that we've seen in so many cultures. Even, you know, with the ancient Egyptians, they used to sacrifice the most beautiful girl. They used to throw them into the River Nile, you know. So it exists in a lot of cultures, to sacrifice, to celebrate the new beginnings, or to hope for some kind of, I don't know, help from the gods or whatever. So was this place used for that? Maybe. Was it an ancient alien landing site? Maybe. Who knows? But all I can say to you is that is an awesome bit of engineering for its time. Really, you think this is 5,000 years old. The amount of manpower that would have been needed to move these over 20 miles. They weigh tons, literally. They're very, very heavy. But pretty cool, and they've lasted. Obviously, like I said to you, they have been restored, but they're still here. And some of them were still standing when they first decided to, or first kind of realized what they were. Like I said to you, Stonehenge isn't the only kind of ancient site in this area. There's lots of different sites. There's all these like burial mounds that you find. There's something called Woodhenge, which is just around there, which people say is actually older than Stonehenge itself. But obviously the wood's all gone, so all they've done is they put concrete, like mini concrete pillars in the spots where the wood would have been. I'll try and get down there and show you guys, depending how we do for time. My voice is all funny today, I don't know why. Hope it's not COVID. And you can see on one of the stones, the pillars that are standing, that there's a kind of a triangular part to it right at the top. And what that is the ones that are laid on top of them have holes drilled into them. So you imagine like a piece of Lego, the way Lego clips into each other. That's how they've designed these stones to be quite similar to Lego, basically. So you have the pillars that are standing, they have this kind of edgy round part at the top, and then the ones that are laid on top of them, flat, have holes drilled into them to hold them in place. Again, awesome bit of engineering, because you have to think they would have had to have carved down the pillar to create that sticky out part, and they would have had to have drilled into the horizontal parts somehow. Again, how did they drill into them? Aliens? No. So there you have it, Stonehenge. Pretty cool. I quite enjoyed walking around and having a look at it. I just did a quick live stream as well. Some interesting questions came up. So seriously, I'm not making this up, guys. I'm not, I don't know, I don't believe in magical whatever. But I swear to you, as soon as you get really close to them, you get this really weird feeling. For me, it's a very similar feeling to if you're stood next to an electrical pylon. If you stand next to those really big electrical things, there's like this weird buzzing feeling that comes from it. For me, it always hurts my teeth. It hurts like my jaw, like lower jaw or something. It's weird. I get the same feeling there. Really strange. Well, what it's all about, I don't know. But I quite enjoyed coming to visit here. I highly recommend that you come to visit here as well. if you're ever in the UK or if you are from England. It's a nice day out, especially if the weather's lovely like it is today. I'm actually going to walk back all the way again. I could just jump on the bus. There is a little shuttle bus, but I think I'm just going to jump on the... No, sorry, I think I'm just going to walk the whole way because it's a nice day. And I don't get out too often these days, and we've been locked up for the last year. So there you have it, guys, Stonehenge, and the nice walk there, and the nice walk back now. It's 6 PM, I think it shuts at 7, so I need to get out of here. But if you are ever in the UK, I highly recommend that you come to visit this place. Even if you don't believe in all the energy and all that kind of stuff about it, it's just an interesting structure for the age of it, and how they just made the sheer history alone is enough for you to come to visit it. So, as I said, it's not that far from London. If you are visiting London as a tourist, you can just jump on a train, come down to Salisbury. There's some trips as well. Some companies I know organise coach trips down here. So, well worth it. And it's not that expensive. I think I paid £21 for my ticket to come in here today. So, it's probably a bit less for the children. And if you're over 65, probably a bit less as well. But go and look at the Stonehenge website. It's all on there. And you'll know exactly how much you need to spend. Okay guys, so I said to you that I was going to bring you to the location of what's called Woodhenge. Now, obviously Woodhenge doesn't really exist anymore as it was, because it was made out of wood. But it was built roughly around the same time as Stonehenge itself. And they believe some of the wood beams that made up Woodhenge were up to 9 meters tall, which is quite massive really when you think of it. Still quite heavy. And you can see here where they've replaced where the wood columns would have been that made up Woodhenge with these little concrete pillars to demonstrate to you that it was made of several circles with a center. Also, the alignment is similar to that of Stonehenge, with it being aligned with the midsummer sunrise and the midwinter sunrise. There's a weird thing here in the middle. I just want to have a look at that, see what it's all about. It's like a pile of stones or something. What is this? Not too sure what that's all about, but still quite an interesting little spot to come to visit actually. So if you're going to do the whole thing, you probably end up coming here, especially if you're with like a tour guide or whatever, or you're doing it through a company. They might bring you here to just have a look at this spot as well. Why they decided to build two, I'm not sure. Maybe it got too busy down there, so they decided to do one for, I don't know, poorer people or something. Who knows? Nothing surprises me. But a nice little spot with an amazing view, as you can see all around here. Lots of fields, lots of scenery, and lots of sheep. So there you go guys, Stonehenge and Woodhenge. You know where they are now, you know what they're all about, kind of. I'm sure there's lots more to learn about them than what I've spoke about, but as I said, this is always just a preview. It's for you to come and explore. So I hope you enjoyed today's random vlog of Stonehenge and Woodhenge, and see you at the next location.